Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Let's get right on into it. All right, let's pull up that screen. Carnell Tate, is he back in the picture? It certainly appears to be so. Five-star wide receiver, and UT looked like they were about to get him, and he wound up at Ohio State of all places. So let's take a look at what's going on. It says Tennessee still in it for four-star wide receiver Carnell Tate, and some places have him as a four-star. I consider him a five-star, and the other places do as well. He's actually the 20th ranked prospect in the country, so I don't know how that's not a five-star, but they're calling him a four. And it says an early summertime commitment doesn't exactly mean that the battle is over. That might just be the case for Carnell Tate. It said he picked Ohio State over Tennessee when it came time to decide, but is this case closed? Question mark. It says, according to On3's Chad Simmons, there's some chatter that Tate and the Tennessee staff have been in communication, perhaps opening the door for a potential flip. And I think there very much is an open door, and I'm going to go into the reasons why after I go through this article real quick, but there's a very important reason why. Simmons' quote says, at one time I thought Carnell Tate was a Tennessee lean, but went back to Ohio State late before committing to the Buckeyes. I don't think he is done just yet. There's some chatter, some buzz behind the scenes that the communication has picked back up with the coaching staff in Knoxville. The 6'2", 185-pound prospect was considered one of Tennessee's top targets in the 23 class, especially with the commitment of five-star quarterback Nico. And he's been working to get Tate to Knoxville, so I think Nico might be behind this as well. It says that work has not stopped even after Tate's announcement to Buckeyes. We have added Cam Seldon, who I've covered quite a bit, and he looks great, but he's a four-star as well. And he's kind of a different wide receiver. He's a bigger guy. And it says there was a time when Tennessee was viewed as the front runner for Tate. Ohio State came on strong in June to secure a commitment. Simmons finished by saying that door isn't completely closed and keep an eye on the Vols. All right, now let's talk about why Carnell Tate may be reconsidering. And let me tell you something. I was a high school athlete, and now granted, it was golf, okay? But I wound up playing with the Vols for 4 years, and I was the captain later on and all that. But, you know, I was never a five-star. I was probably a three-star, if there was such a thing back then. This was back in the 80s. But anyway, one of the things that concerns an athlete, especially when he's considering what school to go to, is playing time. And, you know, you want to play. I mean, the worst case scenario is sitting on the bench. I mean, it's a freaking nightmare to even consider it, especially if you're a five-star wide receiver or a high four-star. The thoughts of sitting on the bench is just ridiculous. You can't even consider it. Well, that might happen to Carnell if he goes to Ohio State, and I'm going to give you two major reasons. Well, I'll give you three reasons why. Reason number one, five-star wide receiver Brandon Innes has already committed, and you can see he's already committed to Ohio State. So, again, wide receiver. Ohio State, their next commitment, Noah Rogers, okay? Look at this guy, wide receiver. And then you go on down. Now you see Carnell Tate. Well, he's the number 3 wide receiver commitment to Ohio State. He would be number 1 with the Vols. He would be our number 1 wide receiver recruit in the 23 class. Well, he's number 3 at Ohio State. And let's also realize at Ohio State, they're not the only ones that are going to be wide receivers. Ohio State's known for having wide receivers, 5 stars, 4 stars, and all that. So there's probably 5 or 6 guys up there that are in front of him, and they're going to be for a couple of years. So it could be real rough for Carnell Tate going to Ohio State, even though he could probably start for any school he wants other than just 1 or 2 or 3. And he's picking 1 or 2 or 3 that it's going to be tough. You know, he might end up starting for Ohio State, but it's going to be very difficult because you know those first 2 guys have been promised playing time. So you can only promise playing time to so many wide receivers because there's one freaking football. So I don't get him not coming to UT because we've got NIL money too, just like Ohio State does, as you know. So I don't think it's a money issue, and I can't be that he's concerned about Josh Heupel's offense. It's perfect for Carnell Tate. Good grief. A wide receiver should do anything to play for Heupel. My gosh, he gets it as well as anybody. And we have the most prolific offense there is in the nation, pretty much. And we certainly will be. When Nico gets here, are you kidding me? What's Carnell thinking? I don't get it. And I actually have a message from Josh Heupel that's to Carnell, and I think he probably should hear it.
Just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it!
Yeah, that's a pretty strong comment from Josh Heupel. He definitely wants Carnell to sign up with us, and I think he should too. It would really be beneficial to both parties because, again, he would be our #1 wide receiver recruit, and he'd be a great pairing with Cam Seldon. Man, they'd be awesome together. And I think he would see that football right as a freshman. That would be my guess. At Ohio State, I doubt it. And I actually have a message from Ohio State guy that's actually sitting on the bench and can tell you what it's like to be a 4-star at Ohio State. There's actually 2 of them sitting on a bench. One's got his face in his hands, and the other one's he's got the message.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Okay, folks, if Carnell's watching out there, you've got Josh Heupel asking you to come, and then you've got the Ohio States telling you what it could be like. I mean, if it were me, all things being equal, I'd come to UT and be a star right off the bat, or at least have an opportunity to do that. I would not want to go up there where I'm going to be the #3 in the class, wide receiver. I just don't get it. That doesn't make any sense at all. So, just food for thought there for this 5-star wide receiver to consider. All right, folks, and that's Carnell Tate. He looks like he's back in the picture. I don't think Tennessee should give up on him, and I don't think he's given up on Tennessee either. He may be having some regrets. Anyway, if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Lets me know to continue to cover the Vols. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. I've only been doing this a couple of months, and I could use some subscribers. And we'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.